Hey, welcome back, guys. So today on this video, we're talking about PropStream, and more specifically, I'm going to quickly answer a question I keep getting a lot on my other video, and that is, how do you find pre-foreclosure lists on PropStream? So let's go ahead and talk about this. First off, guys, real quick video, not too many steps involved, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video. But why would you want to find a pre-foreclosure list on PropStream anyways? Well, that's pretty easy. If you're looking for motivated sellers for wholesaling or real estate, you know that pre-foreclosures definitely have a lot of motivation. Whatever the case is, it's a pretty easy process. It's handled here in your PropStream account. Check my video description. I'll try to leave all the written instructions there as well. So one thing I want to let you know is that if you're looking for a pre-foreclosure list, there's a lot of different methods of doing this. So today I'm going to show you what I look for when I'm looking for pre-foreclosures in PropStream. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and click into here. Depending on the county or the city or the state that you're working in, pre-foreclosures is kind of a specific list. So if you drill down into a small segment of your town or city, there might not be too many. So generally what I'll do is I'll click in here and choose a county. So let me choose a county. Okay, so for this particular video, I just pulled up Los Angeles County. So you can see that right here, there's about 2.5 million properties that fall under that county. And next, what I usually do is PropStream has a quick filter feature right here on this blue button. I'll click into there, and then here is the quick list choice. Click on there, and then you're going to see a drop-down menu. Right here, you can click on pre-foreclosure. Okay, so once you click there, you can see that there are about 3,300 pre-foreclosures in Los Angeles County. Los Angeles County is a pretty large, one of the largest counties in the US. So maybe you want to go ahead and drill that down a little bit more. So usually what I'll do is I'll go back here into filter, and for me personally, I like to look for residential properties. I don't really work in commercial properties. So I'll check this single family, and then sometimes I'll work with condos, but not too often, but I always include it anyways. All right. And we can see that that narrowed it down to 2,500 properties. Also, another filter that I put on is going to be valuation and equity right here. Once you open that up, you can choose the approximate equity that you're looking for. So this is really going to depend on what you're doing with the property. Are you going to be buying it? Are you going to be wholesaling it? Are you going to be buying it subject to? For example, if you're going to be buying it subject to, then maybe on the equity, you don't really care too much. Or maybe you're looking to buy it cash. So then maybe on the minimum equity that you want to buy is going to be, I don't know, 90%. But for me personally, I have a couple of different strategies that I work with. So usually I'll just put 30% as the minimum equity. Okay, so that drops it down to 2,000 properties. And I'll keep narrowing it down. Another thing I don't like is I don't really like to buy anything on market. So here on the MLS status right here, I always click this as no. On market, no. And let's see, we were at 2,041, and that cut out another 100 properties that were on market. And if I want to keep drilling it down a little bit more, usually what I'll do is I'll go here to ownership info. And I personally like to work with individuals, not large companies. So I'll click here individual. And as you can see, that drops down to 1,500. So we're narrowing down the list a little bit more, and then we'll click on filter. Okay. And then usually what I'll do here is ownership info. If the list is too large, like it is right now, usually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to number of properties owned. And then for me personally, I like to work with folks that are owners of properties. They don't have more than 3 properties, just because if they own a lot of properties, sometimes they're a little bit more seasoned and difficult to work with in my personal experience. So with me, I usually put 3 properties maximum. So that dropped it down to 1,400, and then we'll keep filtering a little bit more. Another filter that I'll put on here might be ownership info. Years of ownership, I'll usually put 30, just because if the property's been in the family for, let's say, 50 years or so, they're less likely to sell in my experience. And then let's see where we're at now. So yeah, that dropped off another 300. So this is a pretty good list size if you're going to be sending out mailers or setting them up on a dialer. But if the list is too large, maybe you want to go ahead and target someone who's going to be more motivated. So we'll go back here into filter. So like I said, there's about 1,100 people on this list. So sometimes I'll go here, owner occupied, and then I'll layer that in. So I'll click on no. Okay, so that went from 1,100 down to 113. So these are folks that are in pre-foreclosure and they don't live in the property. So they could be out of state or they could live far away. So it's just kind of a headache from a distance. But a list of 100, it's kind of small. So for me personally, on this exact list that we're looking at right now, I might go ahead and just leave it at any. So if you have a pen, go ahead and write down these right here. So these are basically the filters that I normally use when I'm looking for off-market properties that are in pre-foreclosure. And again, it depends on which county, which city you're going to be working in, because sometimes, I mean, Los Angeles County, a really large county, so there's a lot of different properties that pop up. But if you're working in a small county in the Midwest, you may need to go ahead and add in 2 different counties or multiple cities in order to get the list up to the size that you're looking for. Because if your list is too small, you're just going to have less opportunities to get in touch with the folks that are on this pre-foreclosures list. So there you have it, guys. If you're wondering how to find pre-foreclosures on PropStream, that's the way that I do it. If you know an easier way, be sure to leave a comment below. Let the rest of us know how you did it. Hopefully you found that video useful. If so, click thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.